Run Away With Me Girl is a story that really stuck with me the first time I read it, and I find myself returning to it every now and then to experience the way it makes me feel all over again. The story explored the discomfort queer people feel when living in a heteronormative community, as well as the way compulsory heterosexuality affects the way one views themselves and their relation to others. But above all, Run Away With Me Girl is also an incredibly touching story about love and about embracing who you are. The manga tells the story of Maki and Midori, who had fell in love and had a relationship throughout high school. They experienced first love just as any other teenagers would, but once graduation came around, Midori decided to put an end to their relationship, as she doesn't think that a romance between two girls can last forever. 10 years later, the two are unexpectedly reunited and are once again drawn to each other, with Maki still having feelings for Midori, and Midori is now engaged and is expecting a child. As the story goes on, it becomes more apparent that Midori is incredibly unhappy with her current relationship, as her fiancé Tadano constantly belittling and disrespecting her, and is later shown to be physically abusive. With the wedding drawing near and Midori becoming more uncertain about her marriage with Tadano, Maki decides to take her on a trip so she could briefly get away from her increasingly suffocating home life. The story deals heavily with the pressure of existing in a largely heteronormative community, which makes it difficult for a person to comfortably embrace their queerness. This can be seen in the very first chapter, where Maki is told by a co-worker that it is unusual for her to be so uninterested in men and that she should be getting a boyfriend soon at her age. In Chapter 7 of Volume 2, we can see Maki's mother scolding her for not yet settling down like everyone else, asking her why she must make life more difficult for herself. They also have an argument about what it means to be normal. Maki's mother insists that means get married and have children, and that Maki would end up all alone unless she followed this path. In the text Queer Feelings, written by Sara Ahmed, she discusses the sense of outplacedness that queer people often feel when inhabiting heteronormative spaces. Ahmed described heteronormativity as a powerful script that offers a sense of comfort when one follows its norms and ideals. In other words, heteronormativity functions as a form of public comfort by allowing bodies to extend into spaces that have already taken their shape. However, when you deviate from the script of heteronormativity, instead of that seamless sinking feeling, there is now a sense of discomfort that you don't quite belong in this space. One's body feels outplaced, awkward, unsettled. In contrast to Maki, Midori is living the life of domesticity that Maki has been constantly told to pursue. For Midori, becoming a bride, putting on a wedding dress, and having a family have always been her dream. However, the manga slowly reveals how isolated Midori feels in her relationship with Tadano, who only marries her because of her pregnancy and constantly dismisses her feelings and needs. So in spite of Midori's fear of being alone, being together with Tadano only further deepens her loneliness. Midori's isolation is further exemplified in a scene where she visits the doctor's office, noting how happy all the future mother looks while she herself is full of dread and uncertainty. Midori's desperation in keeping in touch with Maki is due to the fact that Maki represents the feeling of comfort and belonging that she was unable to feel with Tadano. It is on her trip with Maki that we are introduced to Komari, whose story explores the anxiety and pain that comes from having to conceal one's true self in order to fit in. Throughout the story, we can see Maki talking on the phone with Komari, a teenager that she befriended online and became close friends with, as they both face similar struggles as a queer person living in a heteronormative community. Komari's stories revolves around her fear of being seen as different because of her sexuality. This is demonstrated in chapter 10 of volume 3, where we see Komari's friends talking about boys and asking Komari whether she also wants to get a boyfriend. Not wanting to stand out, Komari went along and agreed. Despite how much she wants to tell others that she likes girls, being seen as different is scary, especially when she lives in a small town. As Ahmed has mentioned in her text, compulsory heterosexuality works powerfully in the most casual modes of conversation. When a queer person is repeatedly assumed to be straight, it evokes a sense that they have failed to live up to the expectations of those around them and further emphasize their feelings of alienation. Later on, Komari reveals that she is currently dating a boy named Tama, who she has been close friend with for a long time. After Tama confesses that he has feelings for her, Komari thought about telling him the truth, yet once again found herself unable to do so as she is afraid of ruining their friendship. Because of the guilt of having to lie about who she is, Komari perceives herself as a bad person who deceives others because she lacks the courage to tell them the truth. Komari's arc feels particularly impactful as it highlights the struggle that many queer teens had to go through. Thankfully, Komari's story is a hopeful one, as after seeing the beautiful love between Maki and Midori and how happy they are around each other, Komari realizes that she wants to experience love as they do and that she won't be ashamed of who she is anymore. Her arc is beautifully concluded as we see her garnering the courage to call Tama and come out to him. Despite the heavy subject matters, Runaway with Me Girl still offers plenty of hope and optimism for its characters. The story celebrates the acceptance of queer love in a way that feels incredibly grounded. It emphasizes that embracing one's queerness can bring about a new sense of comfort and freedom. To quote Ahmed, queer feelings may embrace a sense of discomfort, a lack of ease with the available scripts for living and loving, along with the excitement in the face of the uncertainty where the discomfort may take us.